Hey everyone, today I have Ugly Baby to show off. This lock was sent to me by Picksmith, and it has something very interesting about it. There is some heat shrink on the outside of it, so I can't put this in my hand vise. I kind of have to put it in a vise or pick it in hand. And that's going to cause some interesting feedback, I think. Also, the key for it is in an envelope here. If it states, if that will focus, it states that key is enclosed, and so I will not be opening that until I get this open. So today I'm going to be using a 50 thousandths top of the keyway. It is a little sloppy, and this is by Sparrows, and I'm going to be using a kind of a thinner pick due to this being a Schleg keyway. The warding will rub against thicker picks. So this is a deep hook by SSDevs, and it is, I think, 18 or 19 thousandths. Okay. One is a little bit stiff. Let's see if I can, okay, we gotta click on one. Nothing on two. Nothing on three. Nothing on four. Stiff on five. Click on five. Okay. Stiff on six. Click on six, and we have a little bit of a false set. That's interesting. I am feeling a 7th pin. Was not expecting that, but I am feeling it, or feeling something. It might not be a pin, it feels something. I'm gonna see if I can lift it up because it's quite stiff. I'm actually, hold on. Am I getting some counter rotation? Because we have a little bit of a false set, if you can see that. And somebody walking through the stacks. See if I can find that. Okay. I have tightness on two little tiny little clicks out of it. Let me move on to 3. Tightness on 3. Very tight on 3. Interesting. Am I getting some counter rotation? I am getting counter rotation and a tiny little click on 3, but no reset of that full set. Interesting. Okay, I gotta click on 4, another click on 4, but no counter rotation. Okay, what are we stuck on? Solid on 6. And it's quite solid on 7 as well. Let me go back to 1. Very solid on 1. Okay, we have a little bit of a deeper false set when I reach a little higher for 2. Very tight on 3. Okay, I gotta click on 4. Am I getting some counter rotation? I am getting a little bit of counter rotation. Got a very, very tiny click on 4. And less of a deep false set. 5 is very solid. Nothing on 6. Little crunch on 7. tiny little click on 7. Get back to 1. Very tight on 1. Touched 2 and got a click. 2 is quite tight. Okay, we have a click on 2, and we fell back into that false set. Interesting. Very tight on 3. Go to 4. A little loose on 4. It goes up to a certain point. It's quite a bit higher than 3. I am feeling something on 4, but that could be my pick. You go to 5. 5 is quite stiff. Very stiff. Go to 6. See if we can get that a little higher. Okay, we got to click on 6 and some counter rotation, I believe. We have also a less of a deep fall set. Let me check 2 again. Okay, we got to click on 2. Okay, nothing on 2. I believe it might be set. Check 3 here. Okay, there's a little click on 3. Check 4, click on 4. Check 5. Okay, I'm getting something off of 5, some feedback. A little click on 5. Interesting. Check 5 or 6 and 7. Okay, gotta click on 7. Go to 6. Getting some crunchiness on 6. Little click on 6. I think that 6 is getting a click and then falling down. I'm gonna go ahead and check 1 again. Feeling some feedback on 1, and then it gets very solid. Wow, okay. Check 2. Nothing on 3. Nothing on 4 either. I wonder if there's like a trap pin maybe. Okay, I'm feeling something when I'm hitting 5. Got to double click on 5. What am I stuck on? Okay, we have a click on 1. It was quite stiff before. Okay, now we have a little click on 2. Check 3 here. I'm gonna click on 3. Some counter rotation on 4. And a click. Move on, go to 5. 5 is very stiff, very solid. Okay, got a couple clicks on that. Let me go back to 1. Wonder if I'm playing ping pong with these pins. Okay, got a little click on 3. On to 4 here. Nothing on 4. I'm getting a little shake in the core. I lift up 5. Very interesting. I get up 6 here. I'm getting that same shake in the core with 6. That's really weird. Okay, 6 got up a bit higher, and now I have a little bit of a false set. Nothing on 7. Check 1. Check 2 here. 3. A little stiff on 3. Nothing on 3. Just very solid. Trying to figure out this feedback I'm getting from 4. Okay, I just hit 1 and we have an even deeper false set. There is the false set. So interesting. Just gonna kind of go back and forth and see if I can feel any feedback. Just touch them. Click on 3. Click on 4. Click on 5. Nothing on 7 or 6. Nothing on 1. Very solid. Interesting. Okay, we are on 4 again, and just feeling a little bit of feedback there. On 5, click on 5, another click on 5. Now we have a click on 6. Trying to see if we have anything on 7, but nothing. Just walking down the stacks looking for some more feedback. Okay, we have click on 5 again. Some crunch on 6. Triple click on 7. Very interesting. Very solid on 1. There we're gonna have a click. Click on 1 and 3. Click on 5. A little bit of a false set. This must be very serrated. All of them. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to a 15,000 Deforest diamond, see if I can get better feedback with this. Some crunches on 3. I'll give in the core when I hit into 1. A little deeper one when I hit into 2 right after. Double click on 5. Click on 6. Quite solid on 5 now. There we go. So we had that final click on 5 with some counter rotation. Very curious as to what's in this. I'm assuming a lot of serrations and a few spools for sure. But there is that. Very crazy. I'm surprised at how long that took me as well. I'm assuming since it is 7 pens, that definitely adds a little more time. Okay, 1 second. Having things fall all over the place here. All right, so I am actually gonna lay that right there. It's a little top heavy, and we're gonna drop this down and get this cleaned up a little bit. So there's that. Fully open. Let's go ahead and open this letter up. Okay, there's a picture in here, and it does actually have the key. I'm not gonna go ahead and look at that picture just yet. I do want to gut this and check it out for myself. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, that comes off easier than I thought. Okay. Definitely get that. I have some high-low, just like most. And J1G. Interesting. Okay. Cool. Let me go ahead and grab a tool. Let me get a thing. You know what? I'm going to lock this back up and check the key. Hopefully it works. Maybe? Oh no. It's getting stuck. Let me go like this. And the key is not wanting to work. That is not good. Let me see if I can get all of this lifted up, maybe? It's having some issues. Okay. Well, that's lovely. Let me read this here real quick. I don't see any information about the key, if it's having any issues. I do have a picture here of the pins. It's basically just describing how it was designed. There's that if you want to read that. And here is what's in it. So one has a T-pin. There's a little cutout right there. That's very sharp, which I could see having some issues for sure picking it. A couple small serrations in it. Yeah, the back two have spools. Very cool. I'm wondering why the key is not working. I'm gonna definitely... I took a chance at seeing if it would work, so I'm not positive I'm gonna get this to work. Trying to figure out why the key is not going in. See if I can lift the pin that it's struggling with. Okay, we did get it in a little bit farther. Very interesting. It will not go in. I'll try here for a few minutes to see if I can get this to open. And if it doesn't, well then, I don't know if I can call this a proper challenge lock, just because there's so many issues with the key. But if I can get it in and it operates, I will still consider it an adequate challenge lock. It's definitely a cool idea. There is 7, of course, like you saw from the image. And if it was successful in key operation, I would definitely be impressed. It was definitely a challenge to get picked. It took quite a long time, and having that added chamber definitely made it more difficult. Okay, let me see if I can make these a little more loose. Might have to add a little bit of lubricant to it. Let me go ahead and grab some lubricant. All right, let's see if we can get this thing to work. And I did actually open it. Let's see if I can just add a tiny bit. I don't advocate putting something, not the proper lubricant in it. But let's see if we can work it in there. Back here. If I can get this open, I'll make sure I clean everything up. And why is this not wanting to work? I'm assuming that one of these key pins goes down so far that it's hitting the nose of the key. And so essentially, to prevent that, this nose needs to be a more shallow angle like this and a bit lower. I've dealt with this a few times when making challenge locks, and I've always had to actually alter the nose of the key, the tip here, to make it more easy to use. There we go. I got it. Wow, I can't believe and it does work. Wow, okay. There we go. I guess I just needed a little bit of lubricant and a little bit of time and patience. Wow, I'm shocked that actually worked so easily after a couple moments. But yeah, I really think that probably one of the sharp key pins is a little bit too low, and that will cause an issue because it hits the blunt end of the key. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and keep that in there and then do this. Definitely helped a lot. That is lubrication. A little bubble in there. All right, so it looks like there is a little bit of either threading or under milling, counter milling in 1. There is some over milling in 2. Under milling in 3, little tiny bit of over milling in 4, and the same on 5, nothing on 6, and it's a little bit bigger diameter on 7. That must be because it's a new chamber, I'm assuming, and there's that. Let's go ahead and switch over to the Bible here, and grab these. That shot out. T-pin for 1. Kind of a double spool on 2 with a little bit of a stronger spring. weaker spring on one, and serrated on the Bible on one. Well, threaded, I should say, on 1, 2, and it looks like 3 as well. This has a little bit of a spool. And okay, go for 7. Okay, we have a spool for 7, a stronger spring. Okay, that's interesting. 6 is not wanting to come out. Oh, it's barely there, that's why. Okay. Spring this must be shorter on 6. Another spool. Interesting. I'm not getting a spring out for 6. 5 is also another spool / serrated. And it has a decently strong spring. And then 4 here. It's not wanting to come out. Must be the lubricant. Now 4 looks like it might be stuck. Let me get a hook here and... Ooh, that is solid. There we go, got it out. 4 is a double serrated. All right, so let me go ahead and look at this Bible. Get some of that lubricant off my hands here. So it looks like most of the chambers are serrated or threaded, and that makes sense as there are grub screws on the top. If you can see that. There's a little bit of chambers 6 and 7 are basically right next to each other to the point where the wall is missing in the center. But lots of threading to deal with. All right, let me pick these up, show these to you. And these are all the springs that I could get out. We have a T-pin driver on one, a long key pin, a little lip on the end. Definitely fun to deal with. This one's very short but sharp, with a little bit of lip on the end for the key pin there. And then this one has it's kind of a weird angle. It's not perfectly around, but there's kind of this weird shape to the bottom spool here, and that one's a regular. And then number 3 driver is a spool with a long trap pin. It's also known as like a torpedo pin, but it's essentially a trap pin. If it gets overset, it causes this problem, and the whole thing has to be reset to be fixed. Number 4 is very sharp as well. This is probably something the key was having issues with, because it would hit the tip of the key and just bind. Number 4 driver is 2 serrations. See if I can get that in focus again. Number 5 is another trap torpedo. A little offset just a little bit, so like this side isn't quite as trap as this side, with a bit of a lip on the driver here. And then number 6, another sharp one, that is short. Let's see here. And we have a spool at the end. Same kind of action for the spool on number 7 and another trap pin. All right, crazy video so far. But I will go ahead and attempt to put this back together and give my final thoughts. All right, cool. Right, so there you have it, Ugly Baby, let me check this letter here, I'm definitely not going to be able to say that correctly, but I will post it or add it to post. It definitely was an interesting experience, picking 7 pins in a challenge lock rather than 6 or 5. So that was pretty cool. It was a lot harder than I was expecting to actually pick. Took a bit longer than I was expecting, but it was a little bit of a mess of a video, not being able to get that key in there at first, and for some reason I'm having trouble getting it out as well. It must be those really sharp pins that are high. That's my assumption. So I would suggest in future challenge locks, really work on the angle between your cuts for your key so that even when you have those very sharp pins, they'll be able to slide up that more shallow angle, and it's able to operate very smooth, because the locks need to be able to operate like butter, essentially. And I mean, it does work, it operates, but if your key doesn't come out or go in, it kind of makes it a little difficult to use. Anyhow, regardless, good job on the pins, and good job on drilling that 7th chamber. It was a fun lock to pick. So all around, good job. All right, well, thank you so much for spending the time to build this, and thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and thank you for picking with me. All right, have a great one.